Where are you? Do we have the interwebs. We have brought the interwebs to the...
Is the audio okay too?
French Quarter. Just like that, we have broken out of the stream room.
And we have alerts, I think, this time too, right?
I think so.
Because Ghost can't be doing what Ghost did without having some alerts that pop up on the damn stream. So there should be alerts now, I think. Andrew said he did them. But we'll see. Hi, everyone. Join us on a horse and carriage tour. Joining us today, we will have Slee McD and her husband. Then we will also have Jay and his lovely wife. And we will have Mo and Smith.
How are we feeling?
Good. I'm excited for this. This is gonna be fun.
Yo, Ghost Trainer, brother.
Thank you so much, Ghost Trainer.
Ghost Trainer, you had a good day. Ghost Trainer came in pretty big earlier today. Pretty big.
Yeah.
Pretty big.
Yeah.
Funding the entire horse and carriage ride. Let's go.
So, Andrew, if it's okay, could we just walk around? I just want to see Jackson Square.
Let's do it.
I haven't seen this, so we just took an Uber here. We're barely at the French Quarter. There's someone falling. Oh, he's being silly. He's being just a silly goose.
All right, you got chat. I got the camera.
I was actually just putting everything away for right now.
Okay. All right.
Well, just because I have to carry a water, is there any way I can put the water in there, or probably not?
Probably not. Just in case I think it sprung a leak.
Okay.
There are about 75 gigawatts of things that could go wrong in this bag.
Would you get electrocuted?
We've got battery, we've got modem, we have the whole bottom is full of cell phone receiver, SIM cards.
All right, let's go wander.
I don't even want to know how many EMF I'm putting off right now. I'm like a Ghostbuster.
Don't worry. So this is technically a haunted tour, but they said that we could turn off like the scare factor if we wanted to. It doesn't have to be that haunted, so...
It doesn't have to be that haunted.
It doesn't have to be too scary, which is good.
Not too haunted.
Yeah.
Don't tell the ghosts to chill out.
Oh my God, do you see the one that looks like a Cinderella?
Oh yeah, hold on. So we're gonna go pull up on our car here in a second.
So
a bunch of carriages set up.
I heard that they're donkeys and not here.
Yeah, they do donkeys here. Did you go this way?
Okay.
Just in case. Cool.
Oh, is that the Genesis that we liked, Andrew?
I couldn't hear you.
That's the Genesis that we liked?
Yeah. The new Genesis SUVs. Oh,
okay.
Look at
so
that horse
this is. Oh my God! It's one that pulls all of it.
Oh, let's go.
Oh, he needs a friend.
What a guy.
He pulls all of them.
What a guy. Well, actually, that's a girl. I think it's a girl.
I can't believe just one pulls 8 people. That's not fair. We're gonna have 8 people.
Nah, he's gonna be good. Judy, these things used to pull entire wagons full of a full family and all of their belongings that were in their entire house across the entire country.
Is it going to be best for us to be in the front facing back or out, or in the back?
Probably in the front so we can hear the guide. I want all the juicy details. Let's pull up real quick. Hey, Jukka.
Hi, sweetie.
Royal Cabbage. It's a 4-person. That's not us.
Yeah.
How's it going? This could be ours here.
Maybe.
Andrew?
We're supposed to ask for Joseph, I think.
8 or 6 or 8?
With this gentleman right here.
Cool,
Okay.
cool, cool. Hey, I'm Andrew. I talked to Randy, I think, earlier.
Yeah.
Cool.
Gotcha. He gave me a call to let me know you were coming.
Sweet.
Right, I'll check you guys in. And let's see. All right, Andrew.
Yeah.
You are officially checked in.
Awesome.
This is-
Well, the
Carriage?
rest of our group's not here yet, so we're just gonna
Okay.
wait. We're just gonna
Yeah,
wait
they'll
for them.
be very
How
soon.
many people will you have?
So if we could hold off on checking in.
I
'cause
think
don't
we
know if the
had
cuts- Okay.
we had 8. We have 8.
Okay.
Yeah, with a full-
Now he said that you
ride.
might not want a traditional tour. So what is exactly that you guys
I have a
are
question.
looking
What
for?
does checking in mean? Does that mean like our
That
hour
means
starts?
that- no.
Oh, okay. I was like, 'cause
Means
they're
we're
not-
just
they
we're
might-
here.
You are
Okay.
here.
We're here.
Okay. I didn't know if that meant like the clock started.
Now you said you probably may not be interested in a traditional tour.
Yeah.
So exactly what is it that you're interested in doing?
I mean, it could honestly a traditional tour could be good. We just
Okay.
wanted to check things out, maybe a little bit of haunted, a little bit of history.
Okay, that's exactly what I do.
Yeah, perfect.
All right.
So I think you should be good to go.
All righty. Well, when your rest of your group gets here, the whole carriage is
Perfect.
yours.
Thank
Perfect.
you.
Yourselves as uncomfortable as possible.
Okay.
Perfect.
All right.
And
Thank
what
you.
is our horse's name?
His name is Footloose, but I'll give you a proper
Okay.
intro
Okay.
Okay,
after
okay.
everybody gets here.
I can't
Okay,
believe
okay.
one can pull 8 people, 9 people.
Well, you know he's not a horse, right?
Is he a donkey?
He's a half of both.
Oh, he's a hybrid.
He's a mule, half
A
donkey,
mule.
half
Oh,
horse.
okay.
And one of the reasons that we only use mules out here is because a mule is anywhere between 100 and 300 times stronger than a horse.
Dang.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who knew that?
You ever notice when you saw like these little pack mules going up and down the Grand Canyon?
Yeah.
They're that tall.
Right.
Yeah.
But they have 300-400 pounds on their back.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Love that. What makes them so much stronger than a horse? I don't know.
Daddy's a donkey and mama's a horse.
All right.
The donkey side is where the strength comes
They got the best of both
And
worlds.
then they get the size of a horse, I guess.
Right,
So it just
well,
amplifies the strength, maybe?
After everybody gets here,
Yeah.
the first part of my tour is my introduction for this guy right
Okay.
here. And then from there, I go straight into history, and we work our way to haunts.
Okay.
So you're going to get the best of all three.
Perfect. Thank you.
Okay.
Information about
Oh,
him.
he seems
And
sweet.
all about Jackson Square. Well,
Sweet.
I may not be able to give the story for Jackson Square because there won't be any place to park.
Okay.
All of that's supposed to be no parking, okay?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but you're going to get history and haunts.
Okay. And what is Jackson Square? Is that it or is this
That's
it?
Jackson Square.
Okay. Okay, cool. Thank
cool.
you.
You're welcome.
Very
If
cool.
you're really interested in the history here, I can explain exactly what Jackson Square
Yeah, sure.
was
Yeah.
to you guys right here, right now.
Yeah.
Love that.
But the rest of the group ain't going to get it.
That's okay.
Jackson Square wasn't always called Jackson Square. It originally was called La Place d'Armes, which means a place of weapons. Did you see General Jackson sitting on his high horse right here in the statue?
Have not.
Oh, okay, walk this way.
Check it out. We got the knowledge, baby.
Look at this one, Andrew.
It's important that you see him.
Okay, we gotta check them
Oh,
out.
this is beautiful. Those palm trees are so cool.
Like where you see General Jackson sitting on his
I
horse.
do see him,
And
yes.
that area is where we used to conduct public executions.
Oh, no.
Executions took place on a Sunday, directly after Mass.
Oh, no.
They did that to ensure the largest crowds for the executions as possible.
Okay.
The execution.
They're part of our group.
Okay, gotcha. The executioner was a slave. In order to protect his identity, his name was changed for the person that he worked for and the region from which he came.
Okay.
He worked for the King of France, and he was from the Congos of Africa. His name was Louis Congo. Out of all of the French and Spanish occupation of New Orleans, only one executioner made it those 12 years. And the reason for that is the person he was slated to execute normally was plotting his assassination. So the new executioner, the very first person he would normally execute, would be his predecessor's murderer.
Yeah.
Jackson Square was funded and founded by a young lady by the name of Michaela Elmanaster. She was a trust fund baby. The amount of money that she had back then would make her a billionaire today.
Nice.
Her father was the notary. Back in those days, when something was notarized and it wasn't claimed, it became the property of the notary. He became insanely rich that way. He passed his wealth over to his daughter. She built St. Louis Cathedral.
Oh.
She also built the building to the left of it, and she also lived in that building. And she built the building to the right. She had met General Jackson on many different occasions in her life, and she described him as being the rudest man she had ever met. No matter how many times they would meet, he wouldn't even tip his hat to her. So when she built that statue in 1858, it's the very first of its kind to feature a man mounted on a horse, with a horse reared up on 2 legs.
Nice.
It weighs 15 tons. She put it there for a very particular reason. When she woke up in the morning and stepped on her balcony, the very first thing she would see is General Jackson tipping his hat to her.
Nice.
She finally got it.
Young men propose to their future wives in that square. People have picnics and catnaps in that square every day. Everybody's creating sentimental memories, but I don't believe any of them are aware that the memories that they're creating is inside of one of these haunted spots in all of New Orleans.
Oh boy.
This is?
As I mentioned earlier,
Because of all the death
was
there.
public execution grounds.
All right.
Thousands upon thousands of people were murdered in that square.
Oh,
The means
no.
of execution was hanging, beheading, and drawing and quartering. Do you know what drawing and quartering was?
Oh, one on.
Yes.
No, it's Andrew.
That was
Like,
a very common
one on
form
each
of
and just
It
pulling them
just
apart.
pull you apart?
People who take pictures of Jackson Square at night. A lot of people have been able to capture orbs floating through the square. Orbs are disembodied spirits. You cannot see them with the naked eye, but you can capture them on film. And I know it's true because I see it every day on that carriage in this square.
Does it have to be nighttime or anything?
Yes, when the sun goes down, that's when all of the spooky stuff happens.
Okay.
A young lady took a picture.
This
and
is
she
one of the
caught
most
a
haunted places.
disembodied head
It was public
Damn.
execution.
floating in
Thousands
the middle
of
the
people
square.
murdered.
Oh, hey,
A young
brother.
man took that
On
picture,
Sundays
and he
after
caught
Mass.
the biggest blue orb I've ever seen in my life.
Really?
It was
Yeah.
the size of a basketball.
Nice.
Floating in the square. There's 2 blue orbs that hang out between the points of the cathedral. They're there so often I'm considering giving them names. There's 2 green orbs that hang out together. I've seen them 3 times on video. They stay about 6 inches apart from each other, and they move from one end of the square to the opposite end really, really fast. But
Cool.
they never leave the square.
Okay.
I've seen all of that and plenty more in that carriage in this square. Does anybody have any questions?
Let's get it going.
All right.
So we're just waiting for Slee and Blake. Has anyone heard?
Okay, okay.
They are coming.
Now you know the history of Jackson Square.
I know now. That was amazing. Thank you.
We only just
I know. I'm excited.
Yeah. Did you guys met all your money back, of course, now, right? Come on.
We've been on the Derby, but because we're from Texas, they wouldn't let us.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you have to download the app.
Uh,
Address and it's like, oh, it's not available in your area.
nice.
Yeah, they won't let you bet live.
Interesting. Would you want any money?
You don't know yet.
Okay.
The race hasn't started
Somebody
yet.
Right.
may have to end up
6
riding
p.m.
up front with me, but that'll be up to you guys where you go.
Okay.
True.
We are 8. Yeah. No.
Probably sit in the front.
If
Yeah.
somebody would like to ride up front with me, you're more than welcome.
Okay.
Where would be best for your equipment and stuff?
I don't know. Where's it? Maybe here? I'll just sit here.
So where are you guys from?
All over. We're from Virginia. They're from Texas.
Which
And
part
they're
of
from
Texas?
Maryland.
We're in like West Texas, San Angelo, Abilene area.
Oh, okay. I haven't made it that far.
Gotcha.
I've spent a lot of time in Dallas, Houston, Fort Worth, College Station, San Antonio.
Slee. Where's Slee?
Moraine.
Calling Slee.
We're west of.
Yeah, I think one maybe can set up
3 hours
front.
west.
So one row might be 3. Or I don't know.
I don't know yet.
Maybe one on the roof.
You know the story behind that, huh?
Surf it out.
Where the back thing was? Or
No.
No.
He peed on an animal.
No.
Hey,
Yeah.
are you guys
And
close?
They banned him from San Antonio, and that was about
Okay.
40 years
All right, we're in
ago.
the carriage.
So I was wondering if they ever let him back in. And they would let him back in after he has dementia. Isn't that special? You don't even remember he did it.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
What
Sweet.
brought you guys to New Orleans?
A gaming conference, actually, yeah. Or a tournament.
I wanted to get my son involved in that so bad. He spent so much time gaming. I'm like, dude, don't just play the game.
We stream.
Yeah.
We stream a game.
Money off it.
Yeah, that's what we do.
It's tough. It's tough. Even most of the pros here aren't making any money.
Wow.
Yeah, it's real tough. Most people are working jobs and then doing this kind of as a side thing.
Right.
The top pros make real good money, but
I remember, what was it, about 2-3 years ago? What is it, Red Dawn Redemption? Something
okay,
like that?
Red Dead Redemption.
Yeah. When this like 14-year-old kid won like 10 million.
Okay.
Yeah. And then there was the parents that was coming home was like, "What are you doing, Dad? I'm doing my homework."
Yeah.
"You're doing homework. You should be on that damn computer playing with that game, trying to make us some money."
It's tough. Yeah,
It's hard. It's tough.
It's
but
real tough to make good money in the games. It's so competitive. You know, everybody wants to do it, so it's very competitive.
I retired after the very first Grand Theft Auto.
Okay.
It was Grand Theft Auto and the God of War.
Okay.
I was so addicted to those two games
Yeah.
I didn't want to go to work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It got bad. It got so bad I vowed never to get involved again. Now the only game that I play on there would be what is it called? Not Guitar Hero, but the one that you can attach a real guitar to. And it
I
teaches
don't
how
know
to
that
play
one.
songs.
Yeah. Something like that.
Rock band? Rock band?
Rocksmith.
Rocksmith. Okay.
Rocksmith. That's the only thing I play on.
Hi, Kay.
So you feel like you're learning actual.
Oh, you are definitely learning.
Exactly. Yeah. You're not just wasting time. You're learning how to play.
It gives you like one when you first started to break one note.
That looks cute.
Yeah.
That looks
Yeah.
so cute.
And as
So
you
they said
start
they
to
can
get
do
better,
one
they start
person.
to
They said
roll
possibly
on
up front.
Yeah.
And then who's got more space?
That's cool. I'd
Just
actually
'cause
probably
we've got
enjoy
like
that.
the backpack and stuff here.
Alrighty, you guys,
Somebody can squeeze in.
Yeah, probably sleep.
1 and 1.
Or
We can shuffle
Celine, maybe
around.
here?
It makes sense too.
okay, she abandoned the boat. One hand right here, one hand right here, step
not
right
sitting
there,
front.
and slide over.
How we doing?
Well, I ran.
That's it. From where?
That's really cute.
We were trying to get that
I like
bed
that.
at Caesar's, and then we walked it.
I like it a lot.
finally figured out what to do. We were walking out. I was like, I don't think we can walk this in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
So we
Some
just hopped in
stuff
and
like
drove
it's
for it.
Yeah.
it's H&M.
It was like $7. You know,
I didn't
it's
see
like,
your brush thing until
Ours was
after
10,
I
and
left.
it was shorter.
Some
Damn.
Yeah.
H&M stuff's so small though.
You almost got
Because
the
their
limo or
numbered
something.
stuff is like tiny.
It was drowning me.
Yeah.
I tried on medium and I was like,
Started already. I
Sorry
think.
for yelling in your ear.
Go
in
ahead.
advance.
It's all right. It's all right.
Welcome aboard. My name is Leeman. Lemen. Leeman. The gentleman in front of us, that is the world famous Bayou Beast.
The Bayou Beast.
Original party animal. Fresh off of parole. My road dog, my drinking buddy, my partner in crime. Footloose.
Let's go Footloose! Woo!
Let's go Footloose.
Move it out.
Look at
Footloose is a mule, which means he's a hybrid. His daddy was a donkey and his mother was a horse.
Oh,
He gets
Andrew.
his height and his looks
Bad
from
idea.
his mother. He gets his strength, his ability to deal with New Orleans heat, and those goofy ears from his dad.
I like his ears.
His mother was a tall, gorgeous Bergeron. His father was a typical male, a mammoth jackass. All we use Bergerons and mammoth jackasses to breed our mules because they breed the largest and strongest mules available. You're going to find that Footloose is more intelligent than anyone that you're going to meet in the French Quarter at 3 o'clock in the morning.
100%.
Can't confirm.
He
Can
knows
confirm.
my entire tour from beginning to end. He
Aww.
knows when to pull over, how to pull over, and how to pull over far enough out of traffic to let traffic pass by. He does all of that on his own. All I do is make sure that he makes his turns wide enough and he doesn't get hit by a drunk driver.
Yeah.
Everything else is on him.
Need to get the square. You can see
Get
it pretty
past
from
him a
there.
little bit farther.
Yeah.
Yeah.
New Orleans was founded in 1718 by a young man by the name of John Baptiste Lemoyne Sir de Bienville. He came here with his older brother Iberville when he was 18 years old. Iberville went on an excursion and lost his life, abandoning Bienville here to colonize New Orleans all alone at the tender age of 22 years old. He had no financial support from France. He had no military support from France. The only reason he survived is the same reason the Pilgrims were able to survive: help from the local Indians. He adopted a lot of their cultures. One of the first things he did was allow himself to be tattooed from his neck all the way down to his ankle.
Damn.
He had a huge snake tattooed in the middle of his chest. There's a tale about him canoeing downriver alone, and he ran past a British battleship. The first thing he did was took his shirt off, paddled directly up to the battleship, and demanded to speak to the captain. When the captain came forth, he looked at him and he said, "Turn this ship around or face the entire might of the French Navy." The captain looked at him and turned the ship around. That spot in the Mississippi River today is named English Turn. All he had was tattoos, a canoe, and courage. Judge Judy would have said he had chutzpah. Can y'all see that gold statue in front of us?
I do, yeah.
That is Joan of Arc.
Oh.
She was a gift from France. She's a direct replica of the one in France. We call her Joni on the pony.
Joni on the pony. We'll be up there in a second. It's pretty far away.
Second, because that little break we took back there kind of pushed me behind. If I keep talking, we're going to be rolling past places we've already spoke about.
Okay. Oh, those are some cute. I like that gold one. Golden cream one.
Need to stop for a shot?
Yeah. I like that. I don't think it'd be a real comfy one.
And we got the slowest mule in the city in front of us.
Yeah.
What's the
It looks like Footloose keeps wanting to like pass. Footloose.
If I let him, he's going to try to push him.
What are the passing rules?
If you got room, do it.
Yeah.
As long as it's safe. As I said, New Orleans started off as a French colony, but it didn't stay a French colony. It became a Spanish colony. And when Spain sent the first governor to New Orleans, he did not make it off the ship before they tried to kill him. The only reason he survived is because someone was kind enough to cut the rope that his ship was tied to. 8 years later, Spain sent their second governor to New Orleans. His name was Alexander O'Reilly. Yes, the Spanish sent an Irishman to a French colony. Alexander came with 10,000 troops. The first thing he did was gather up all of the insurrectionists, took them straight to Jackson Square, and hung them. And he let their bodies sit there until they decayed. He wanted everyone to understand what would happen if we crossed Spain again. Therefore, we didn't mind being Spanish for a while. Now we're going to fast forward to the largest land grab in American history. Does anyone know what that was? Ding, 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 ding. The Louisiana Purchase. During that period, Napoleon was in charge of Louisiana. He had never set foot in Louisiana a day in his life. Therefore, he had no problem selling it to the Americans for $15 million. America had no idea what they purchased. They believed Louisiana stretched from where we're sitting to just a few miles up the road. The reality is, Louisiana stretched all the way to Canada. 17 states came out of the Louisiana Purchase.
Nice.
Everything that you see around you, this is all Spanish architecture. We had two fires, one in 1788 that 80% of the city. It started 5 blocks in that direction at a building that's now called Flirty Girl. It was a priest at home at night praying. His window was up and a breeze blew his curtain into a candle. It was Good Friday. and by Catholic decree, no bells ought to be rung on Good Friday. They sacrificed 80% of the city because they refused to ring bells on Good Friday.
Oh,
The second fire was in 1794, and it destroyed 20% of the city. Between those two fires, it wiped out all of the French architecture. And when Spain decided to rebuild the French Quarter, they declared that all buildings must be made of brick or concrete, and they all had to have a fountain in the backyard. That was the fountain I was pointing at.
That's nice.
This building right here did not survive the fire of 1788. It was rebuilt and it did survive the fire of 1794. That is the oldest French colonial home in Louisiana. It was featured in Interview with a Vampire. If you remember when a little girl ate the whole family and they were dragging the bodies out the house, that's the house they were dragging them out of. Take a look to the right at the 5 posts. Directly under the balcony, you see hooks. They're called Romeo spikes. They were placed there by fathers who had daughters that lived on the second floor to discourage young men from scurrying up those posts and threatening their daughter's virtue. So if they went up a Romeo, they came down a Juliet. You're going to find those spikes and posts all over the French Quarter.
Damn.
There's 2 types of homes in New Orleans in the French Quarter. One is a Creole cottage, which is the burgundy one to the right. What appears to be the front doors are actually the back doors. The front is in the back and the back is in the front. It's designed like that because the streets were made of mud and the traffic was horses and mules and the place didn't smell so good. So it made sense to put the front in the back and the back in the front. That's a shotgun home. It's called a shotgun because if you open the front door and you open the back, you'll be able to see completely through the house. The house has no hallways. It's designed like that for maximum airflow, and also you can take a shotgun and shoot it from the front door and exit the back door without touching anything in the home.
I'm trying to
It's the
decide
main
if I'm getting spit
shotgun.
on.
Notice the apartments in the
I'm getting spit
back.
on.
The reason that I'm pointing those out is because the French Quarter is 12 blocks long and 6 blocks wide. And at any given time, there's 9 to
not raining this whole
10,000
time?
people living in a French
God.
Quarter. The reason why areas so small can accommodate so many people is
Jay, you
because
wanna
behind
sit?
every home that
wanna
you
sit?
see are renovated slave quarters. There's between 2 and 6 apartments behind every home. They're going between 1,000 and 1,800 a month. And the average square foot is 700. They're tiny. This is Cafe Lafitte in Exile.
all the
That is the
bees.
oldest gay bar in America.
Oh, cool.
Every gay celebrity that's come to New Orleans has been spotted in that bar, from Elton John to George Michaels to Freddie Mercury to Boy George to Little Nas X and plenty more.
Okay.
When you guys get back home, you can tell everyone you took a mule-drawn carriage ride down Bourbon Street, because you are on Bourbon Street right now. Directly in front of us
That's
on
the
the
better
left
part of
side of the street on the corner, that is John Lafitte's Blacksmith Shop. That is the oldest bar in America, and it's the last bar on Bourbon Street. John Lafitte was our local pirate / privateer. He would go and steal everything he could get his grubby little hands on, bring it back to the blacksmith shop, and his brother Pierre would sell everything. It was a family business. That is also a very haunted bar. The most popular haunt in that bar is that people will take pictures of the fireplace, and a lot of people have been able to capture a face in the fireplace. I've taken dozens of pictures of that fireplace. I've never been able to capture the face. A young lady jumped off my carriage, ran in, took one picture, and got the face. I felt as though I was being discriminated against by a ghost. Yes, my feelings were hurt. I didn't know ghosts were that particular. Your eyes are not deceiving you. This is an active elementary school in the heart of the French Quarter.
Oh, wow.
It's been here for 150 years. Its name is Homer Plessy. Homer Plessy was a black activist in the 1800s. He was also Creole, which means that his complexion was so light he could pass for white. He wanted to do something to help the plight of black people during his period. And what he decided to do was to purchase a ticket to an all-white train. He had no problems purchasing a ticket. He had no problems boarding the train. As soon as he was on board, he made sure everyone understood he was a black man.
Do you want
he was
more or
immediately
less?
arrested.
Maybe a little less?
He took his case all the way to the Supreme Court,
Just so we
and
can
it
chat
became
some?
the law of the land. Plessy versus Ferguson. All men are created equal but separate. Before there was Rosa Parks, you had Homer Plessy right here in New Orleans.
Over here some?
A lot of people consider him to be the godfather of the civil rights movement. 7 months ago, Homer Plessy was acquitted of all of his crimes in New Orleans. It only took 200 years and 7 months for him to become acquitted. Apparently, you can commit a crime in New Orleans, take your case all the way to the Supreme Court, change the law in America, and when you get back home, you're still a criminal. Welcome to New Orleans. I'd like to take this moment to address a subject that's probably crossed your minds at one point or another. How high did the water get in the French Quarter for Hurricane Katrina?
Oh, yeah.
Does anybody have any guesstimations?
How high here?
Yes, in a quarter.
20 feet. 18? 10. 30. 4.
The answer is 2 inches. Does anyone know why? Have you ever heard that New Orleans is shaped like a bowl? I've lived here my whole life. I've always heard that. And I never really understood what it meant until I started doing this job and had to do my own research. They say New Orleans is shaped like a bowl because it sits between 2 waterways. The Mississippi River directly in front of us and Lake Pontchartrain, which is behind us. And New Orleans is in the middle, and it does like this.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like a bowl. You're sitting on the edge of the bowl right now. You are 6 feet above sea level.
Okay.
Every step that you take in that direction is a step downhill. You get 1 mile past the water.
Pretty straight.
Now you're 8 feet below sea level. You get 10 miles past the water. Now you're almost 20 feet below sea level. Water rolls downhill. That's why there were only 2 inches of water in the quarter for Katrina. During Hurricane Katrina, I lived in the 9th Ward, which is about 5 miles in that direction. I came home to 12 feet of water in my home. My refrigerator was in my living room. I was forced to move back in with my parents at 40 years old. I changed. They didn't. I had a curfew. I wasn't allowed to drink or smoke in the house, and I wasn't allowed to have company. They made sure I did not get comfortable. I couldn't wait to move out of my parents' house for the second time. During Hurricane Katrina, my kids were 10 and 15 years old. Now they're both adults and they both own their own homes. If they got in any kind of trouble, I'd pay their mortgage in a heartbeat to keep them in their house and out of mine. I'm not even angry with my parents anymore.
That's good.
This is the Provincial Hotel.
This is beautiful.
It
Did you
originally
see
was
this?
an ice house. An ice house is a place that we used to
How
store
pretty the
ice
streets
because we
are.
could not provide our own. Our ice was barged downriver from northern states and stored here. During the Civil War, this building was converted to a hospital and then to a morgue. It has what is called a residual haunt. That means that the haunt inside of this hotel repeats itself over and over again as though someone is hitting a rewind button. People check in this hotel and get assigned to Building 5 on the 2nd floor. Hundreds and hundreds of guests have stepped off the elevator directly into a Civil War hospital, complete with soldiers lined up against the walls with bullet holes and body parts missing, screaming and begging for help. With doctors running up and down the aisles wearing leather aprons dripping in blood. They say if you experience that haunt inside of this hotel, you should immediately turn around, get back on the elevator, and go straight to the bar. Because the haunt lasts between 10 and 20 minutes, and by the time you finish your drink, it should have subsided to the point where you're able to step off the elevator and actually go to your room. This hotel is famous for that haunt. Are any of you all staying in a hotel in the French Quarter?
No.
Good.
Actually, I don't know. I don't think so.
Because they're all haunted. If you manage to check into a hotel that only has 1 haunt in it, You got lucky because a lot of them have 3 and 4 haunts going on at the exact same time. Not one of them escapes. Directly in front of where you see that white wall on the right side of the street, that is the oldest standing building in the Mississippi Delta. Absolutely nothing is older. It survived fires because of that wall. That is the Ursuline Convent. It's been standing here since 1734. What separated this convent from other convents during this period is that it allowed young ladies of all ethnicities to study here at the exact same time without separation. And it is also a very, very haunted building. The majority of the haunts that come out of this building come from the yellow fever pandemic. Yellow fever was caused by mosquitoes. As we all know, New Orleans sits on top of a swamp, and it's surrounded by swamp. We've always had a mosquito problem, and we probably always will. During that period, this building was converted to a hospital, and hundreds of thousands of people died inside. People who take pictures of the courtyard at night, a lot of people have been able to capture orbs floating through the courtyard. Others have even caught ectoplasm dripping from the walls. But it has a much more sinister past than just that.
Oh my God.
Uh-oh.
Did he just get possessed?
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
I tried.
Oh no.
When New Orleans was originally being colonized, the guys outnumbered the girls 20-1. And the reasoning for that is when we were being colonized, we were a penal colony. Which means this is a place where they sent prisoners. Sure. No one volunteered to be in New Orleans. No one wanted to be in New Orleans. New Orleans was all swamp, mosquito infested, and disease ridden. That's why the guys outnumber the girls 20-1. The guys approached the Ursuline nuns. The Ursuline nuns approached France, and France agreed to send women to New Orleans. They emptied out every orphanage of legal age females, every homeless woman, and every woman who's in prison. And they put them on a ship. The voyage took 6 months. The ladies were never allowed on the deck of the ship because 1, it was bad luck to have a woman on a ship. 2, they didn't want them socializing with the sailors.
Well, don't you wave your finger at that, Andrew? What is that?
With them. Their luggage was 5.5 feet long, 2.5 feet wide, and 2.5 feet deep. It was designed to carry all of their worldly possessions, and also if they didn't survive the voyage, it doubled as their coffin. When they got to New Orleans, they were in awful condition. They were suffering from malnutrition, scurvy, lack of sunlight, and they also had that unusual luggage with them. The locals took one look at them and nicknamed them the Casket Girls. They brought them straight here and put them on the 2nd floor of that building. Several young boys were curious about them. They hopped the wall, climbed up to the 2nd floor, and broke into the building. The very next morning, they found 6 dead boys in the middle of the courtyard with all the blood drained out of their bodies.
Ew.
That started the legend of the New Orleans Casket Girl vampires. The first vampires to come to New Orleans, but not the last. All any fans of the originals here? It's in the brochure.
Yeah.
If you come into New Orleans, you're supposed to watch Interview with a Vampire, the originals, in American Horror Story Season 3, The Coven. All of those shows are filmed here in New Orleans, and they all have a hint of true New Orleans history to them. The originals is a runoff from the Vampire Diaries. The originals are the first vampires on the planet, hence the name Originals. They came and settled here in New Orleans. In one episode, Niklaus, the bully vampire, his little sister Rebecca brought the New Orleans Casket Girl vampires to New Orleans. They had a parade going down Bourbon Street wearing antebellum dresses with little luggage shaped like caskets. Excuse me. Guy that had a hair on my tongue. Ghost. People thought that was something that they made up for the show. No, that is steeped in true New Orleans history. This is the genuine article. That is a New Orleans casket girl vampire luggage. It's over 300 years old. It sits inside of New Orleans archives as we speak. And so is that one. From what I understand, those are the only 2 survivors. If you all would like, you can pass it towards the back, swipe to the right to take a closer look.
Hold on, let me get this.
I'd like to take this moment to invite all of you to fact check, do research, Google every story I tell you. I do not make anything up, and I do not embellish. You're probably going to want to take me up on that on part 2 of this story. For what I'm about to tell you is going to sound so unreal it cannot be true, but I assure you every last word is true, and it's very easy to fact check. I'd like to take your attention and bring it to the 5 windows at the top of the building. Those windows are where the vampires would enter and exit from. They've been boarded up for over 300 years. Every nut, bolt, and screw attached to those windows come directly from the Vatican. They've all been dipped in holy water and blessed by the Pope before any parts of them touched those windows. If you're interested in fact-checking that information, all you have to do is enter Ursuline Convent windows. That's it. And that information will pop up immediately. Now, the last case of vampirism associated with this building happened in 1978. I remember when it happened. Yes, ma'am.
What was the name again? Sorry.
Ursuline Convent?
Ursuline?
Yes. 1978. 2 young ladies were amateur reporters. They had their cameras pointed at that building there. They were camped out in front of that building. They had their cameras pointed at this building. When daylight came, they found 2 dead girls on the sidewalk with all the blood drained out of their bodies. And when they searched the film on the cameras, one of those windows were open. You can Google that story. It happened. December 13th. Friday the 13th, 5 months ago. I'm a member of New Orleans Tour Guide Association. I got a text that morning and it said, "Can you believe this?" And when I opened up the text, this is what was on it. One of those windows were open.
No.
That's the first time the sun has shined through those windows since 1978, and prior to that, 300 years.
Damn.
When I got to work that night, the window was closed, and I didn't hear about anybody dying. But that doesn't mean it didn't happen. The next question is always, which window was it? That one.
Next to the chimney?
Yes.
Do they have security cameras? Was it just like a kid who...
There's no explanation for it.
Okay.
And if there is, I don't know what it is. Now, apparently, when this place was a convent, a lot of girls were popping up pregnant. And in the 1940s, they were renovating the inside of the building, and they broke into a wall, and they found 12 baby skeletons buried in the walls of this building. They immediately patched the walls up, never to renovate inside of this building again, for fear of what they may find. I'm positive if there's not hundreds, there's thousands of babies buried in the walls of this building. As cruel and unusual as that may sound, the reality is, if you would Google convents around the world during that period, every last one of them have been found with babies buried in the walls. That was common practice during that period. Does anyone know why? Babies make great insulation. I'm joking, I'm joking, I'm joking. I'm funny like that. The reality is, if a girl found herself pregnant inside of a Catholic convent during that period, that was a very, very bad look for the nuns. It was much, much worse for the priest. They were hiding the evidence. And that went on in every convent around the world during that period.
Yes.
Does anybody have any questions? The bottom of it is a museum. The second floor is New Orleans Archives.
Yes,
the third
Smith in
floor
the
is
back.
off limits. No one's allowed on the third floor.
Slee,
There's
Jay,
only 2 keys to the third
we're doing intros
floor.
real quick.
I don't know who has one, but the other is in the Vatican. You can take a tour if you dare.
Oh,
Dramatic.
oh my! Chill, Footloose.
We're gonna do intros real quick.
So that's Mo and Smith in the back of the carriage. We have our amazing mod Slee McD. Right here.
Less amazing mod Jay.
Less amazing mod Jay. Jay.
Jay's wife. Well, then, if you're Jay's wife, then you have to be Slee's husband.
That's right.
I said that's right. Blake.
Mr.
Yeah.
Slee.
Yeah, Mr. Slee.
Now that's the urban legend.
Hi.
The real version.
All right.
So a lot of the crews, I think,
You
out
guys-
to eat now currently. Yes.
Y'all got that part done? Okay.
Yo, Chaotic, what's up, man?
All right.
Evil Bunny, we'll be back next
I
week.
wasn't
for
thrown
sure.
off. I just had to skip something. I just had to let a whole section go. I don't know if you noticed, through the entire tour, I don't shut up. It's a 60-minute tour, and I'm quiet for 2 minutes through the whole tour. Every step he takes, I got a story.
Don't feel like you have to talk.
Well, no, when he says, oh, no, it's what I do. When he said that he needed to do an intro, I had to be quiet because I'm kind of loud. This building right here, it was a gymnasium, the oldest gym in America. The longest fight in history took place inside of that gymnasium. The pot was $2,500. The fight started at 9 o'clock at night, and it ended at 4 o'clock in the morning. 110-round bare-knuckle fight. At the end of the fight, it was declared a draw, and a boxing commission said that it paid for winners and not draws, and no one got paid. The moment I'd have felt better, I'd have beat up 3 judges. Take a look up these 4 posts right here. There's some cute Romeo spikes attached to them. In a few minutes, I'm gonna show you some that are downright frightening. All of the condos to the right, all of that was housing for the military during the Civil War. Upper brass only. Now their condos going upwards of $750,000 per side. How is that for a scary story?
DeVivo.
Unless you're from LA, then you be talking about how long you
Hi,
want
Rick.
that sale going on. We're going to observe a moment of silence. Because there's absolutely
Lady
nothing
Venom,
to
it's
talk
not
about
funny.
between here and the
Y'all,
next
I'm-
destination.
I have so much anxiety right now. I'm literally I'm getting.
All right, now that that
getting
moment's
spit on
over,
still.
take a look towards the right at the Burgundy
It's gotta
Gate.
be raining.
At the top of it, that is another rendition of Romeo spikes. Directly in front of it, there's a cluster of them. That is 300-year-old
Maybe it is
technology that works just as good
Every
today
once
as
in
it
a
did
while, I
back
feel a
then.
drop.
You cannot grab one and climb over. They
Okay,
spin
that
in
makes me feel
every
better.
direction. You have them over to the left,
It's on.
and
Well, they know
over
I'm
to
going
the
through it.
right, you have a newer rendition.
They're like, why does Chuka look so
Nails.
unhappy? Or she looks upset. I'm like,
Over
okay.
to the left, you have the old and the new side by side. And over to the right, you have party spikes. How you doing?
Oh, hi.
The house on the corner on the left side of the street, that is a Sears and Roebuck mail order catalog home. This house was ordered out of a Sears catalog, delivered in pieces, and it snapped together. It
Mr.
survived
Sweet.
Hurricane Katrina, and it outlasted Sears. Remember, I promised you guys some crazy, wicked Romeo spikes? Take a look at the first 3 posts. They're totally medieval. If I had a girlfriend that lived there, I'd be like, hey, baby. And she'd be like, come up. I'd be like, no, you come down. I'm not leaving nothing on a post. I don't care how cute you are.
Sir, I have a question.
Yes.
How many of these houses are lived in versus like?
That's a good question.
properties?
Commercial property, home at the top, home in the back, home right here. All homes,
Oh, we're gonna
plus
get-
they
we're gonna
all
get-
have. Remember, I mentioned about the slave quarters behind. All of them have another apartment directly behind them. So it's Bourbon Street is the main commercial area, but all through the French Quarter is all residential, even on Bourbon Street.
I can't believe people live here.
Ooh,
Like a fake
1-2
hotel.
million.
Here's one for sale.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Now, you see what it is that you're not just paying for that front apartment. Remember that behind it, you got anywhere between 2 and 6 apartments behind the house. So they're all revenue makers.
Oh, a little investment.
Oh, definitely.
What would you say the styling is
Oh, look, we got
here?
Andrew.
Oh,
Andrew, they want to
1700s.
see on camera.
Yeah.
Everything is Spanish 1700s. And if a building falls down or collapses being renovated, they have to stick to the exact same architecture as it was in the 1700s. It seriously has guidelines.
Yeah,
to
Evil Bunny, why do
follow.
you know so much about New Orleans?
I would imagine. Yeah, some of the streets almost like a movie set. You know, it's like.
Are
It
we
is a movie set.
Yeah.
are we going by Zach and Addie's apartment? No.
But I can tell you this story if you're interested. But that'll be a little bit along the line because right now I have to talk to you guys about the LaLaurie Mansion. Delphine Lalaurie. Delphine Lalaurie lived in a mansion with her third husband. Her first husband died of food poisoning. Her second husband died of a trip and fall. Her third husband was a doctor, and she was 19 years older than he. Yeah, Delphine was a sugar mama.
Okay.
Her story
Get it,
starts
girl.
with an 8-year-old slave girl named Leah. Leah was combing Delphine's hair, and she had a snag in it. She was so terrified she broke out running. Delphine chased her with a bullwhip. She managed to get to the second story of the mansion, to the balcony, where she jumped to her death. She'd rather die than to face Delphine's wrath. Fast forward, there's a fire in the
Damn.
mansion. When the fire brigade get there,
Sometimes
they find
a
an
woman knows what she
80-year-old
wants.
slave woman chained to the stove, covered in scars from head to toe from continuously being beaten by Delphine. When they tried to rescue her, she begged them to leave her there and to go to the second story of the mansion, break down the locked door, and free the slaves behind that locked door. That is the LaLaurie Mansion. When they broke down the locked door, they found 12 slaves
Oh, my.
chained to the walls.
Oh.
6 of them were
Oh.
already dead. Some of them had their eyes
that was a
sewn
wizard.
shut. Others had their lips sewn
He's a
shut.
wizard. It's a
One
wizard.
slave had his face sliced down the middle and from ear to ear, and his face was peeled backwards and stapled to the back of his head, and his face was engulfed in maggots. And he was very much still alive.
I don't know about that.
One slave was tied to a chair. When they went to untie him, they realized he wasn't tied to the chair with rope. He was tied to the chair with his own intestines. By Delphine's husband being a doctor, he was breaking the slaves' bones and resetting them incorrectly so they would move like crabs.
I don't think he
Delphine
was
and her
alive.
husband was torturing and murdering slaves for entertainment purposes only.
Oh, that's-
When they confronted Delphine about it, her statement was, people should mind their own damn business.
Yeah.
Delphine and her husband escaped to France with absolutely no repercussions. The surviving slaves you would have thought would have been set free after an ordeal like that. They were taken to Jackson Square, paraded in front of
Gluten-free.
4,000
That
people,
little picture
and then they
gluten-free.
were euthanized. They said that it
No,
would have
but it
been
says
impossible
gluten-free.
for them to lead any type
Yeah.
of normal life in the condition that they were in. When they excavated the courtyard, they found 30 more bodies buried in the courtyard and a little girl's body down the well.
Oh, hi.
That mansion is haunted by every
Andrew,
slave
Woodrow and Gus is
who
in
was
chat.
murdered and
Guys, my
tortured
dad's in
inside
stream.
of it. Little Leah is often
Andrew,
spotted staring out of a third-story
everybody say hi to my
window. I have personally seen her. She's also been seen sitting on the roof with her legs dangling off of the sides. The man who owns the mansion today, he's an oil baron. He does not live there. He does not sleep there. No one
Are you reading chat?
lives there.
you
No
reading
one
chat?
sleeps there.
Are you
He
reading
throws
chat?
parties there once or twice a year, and that is the only action that mansion ever gets. You can Google the LaLaurie Mansion and see the inside of it. It's very modern, extremely nice. The scariest part about that mansion is the hallway that led up to the room where they kept the slaves. The hallway's pitch black and the door is blood red. Outside of that, you'd be like, man, this is nice. I could live here if it wasn't for all the ghosts. Nicolas Cage owned that mansion.
Let's not
He
talk about
owned.
Nicolas Cage.
Yeah. I don't like Nicolas Cage.
Next
Not a
story.
fan.
Okay, he owned the house.
He owned the house?
Nicolas Cage owned that house. He owned it for 3 years. He lost it in tax evasion, and he also went bankrupt while he owned it.
Yep.
He confessed to never spending a single night in a mansion. He said every time he wanted to, he was just too scared. He said he never felt comfortable in a mansion. He would come to New Orleans, visit his home, and sleep in a hotel. He also said that building is responsible for all of the bad luck he's currently experiencing. Basically, what he's saying is that building is responsible for him making crappy B-rated movies today. American Horror Story Season 3, The Coven. The whole season is dedicated to Delphine Lalaurie. Kathy Bates plays the part of Delphine. It was filmed in a building where you see the green post that they could not get permission to film in a mansion. They say that the mansion is entirely too dangerous to film in due to all of the paranormal activity inside of it. People who stand in front of the front door normally become nauseous. Others have passed completely out. I've sat on this couch and watched people walk in front of that front door and trip over absolutely nothing and bust their head. My very first thought was paranormal activity, and then I remembered, we're in New Orleans. They just could have been drunk.
Yeah.
There's a portrait of Delphine. It's considered to be one of the most haunted portraits ever done. Her portrait sits inside the Haunted Museum directly next to the original Annabelle doll. This is a print of that portrait.
Oh, she looks nice.
That
well, she was not nice.
Delphine
She was not nice.
Lalaurie
I forgot what she did. Never mind.
That looks like your sister.
If you all would like, you can pass it towards the back and take a closer look.
You bitch.
Delphine was never considered or categorized as a serial killer. Does anyone know why? Because the people she murdered was considered her property.
Oh, that's messed
and
up.
slaves were categorized as livestock. If a slave got sick, they didn't call the doctor, they called the veterinarian. Slaves were not considered human. Everybody pull out your phones. I'm gonna stop in front of that front door and everyone take pictures of the door. Make sure that you get the glass on the sides of the door and above the door. There's a gargoyle. Sometimes he shows his whole face, sometimes he shows half of it. And I've also identified dozens of different faces that appear in that glass and hundreds of different skulls.
All right.
If you all take pictures,
it's an important
one
door.
of you are going to get a face, another's going to get a different face, another's going to get a skull, another's going to get a different skull, but none of you are going to get the same face or skull inside of two different pictures. They never show themselves to two different people at one time.
I got my
and
picture.
Some of you are going to get nothing at all.
I'm team nothing.
You don't know that yet. Take a couple of pictures, because you'll get something on one and something completely different on the next one.
What are we looking for again?
You gotta blow each picture up and look in each frame of glass around the door and around the top of the door. Has anyone seen Interview with a Vampire, the TV show? If you decide to watch it, this is Louis and Lestat's home in the TV show.
He did that on purpose.
That the girls went to an American Horror Story Season 3.
I'm posting my pictures in Discord, y'all.
And we're going to take a close look at those
y'all's pictures in Discord.
because there's a strong possibility that you have something and you don't realize you have it.
Pig's food
I
life.
have a trained eye.
Okay.
I see this every day.
Oh.
That house turns non-believers into believers.
You
She's got a raccoon. I have a raccoon in my picture.
That's not surprising. I've seen angels, demons, skeletons, dogs. I've seen a lot of different things in those pictures, in that glass.
Who's got a raccoon?
am I looking at the?
Like a raccoon. I think I have a
You have to blow each picture up and look in each
Yo,
frame
looking at
of
the
glass.
glasses. Okay, good.
So wait, are the things in the glass, are they
Ghosts.
are they hauntings or ghosts?
Yes.
Okay, so it's ghosts.
It's a demonic spirits.
Is there
I've seen everything from angels to demons in the glass.
Like,
Somebody
barrels
pass
sitting
me a
around there.
phone.
Is it your phone or?
No, pass me. I want to look at the pictures that you took.
All right. I think I got a panda. I think I did.
So is it risky to have them on your phone? Are they gonna come? Are they?
I've never had any issues.
Do they stay in the house?
I've never had any issues, and I have one really good one on my phone.
Do you have
Okay, let's see.
Do you have it available that we can see?
I think I'm Team
The one that
Nothing.
you have?
Right here, and look under it. Okay, those aren't very good ones, but I'm positive somebody else has something way better.
Yeah.
How many pictures did you take?
I took 2.
Let me peep at the
Here's the
next
second one.
I don't even know what a gargoyle looks like. I'm not gonna lie.
I think they're all different.
Okay, you got a face. You got to remember, I told you sometimes they show half of their face, and other times they show their whole face. Look right here.
It's not Delphine, is it? Or
I have no idea, but do you see that the side, the mouth is open, the eyes are there? Do you see him? It's half. He's peeping from half of the door.
So you know
that's a peeper.
You know
For real?
that,
Yes.
what is that
I got a
condition?
peeping Tom.
Let me see the peeper.
Condition where you can see people and everyday items, objects. Is this the case?
Oh shit!
Wait,
All right. You got it. You got
let me
it.
see that.
You got
I'm not a
several things in
believer.
this one.
What?
Wait,
It's like somebody like.
Okay. He's got what I would consider to be like a gargoyle's head.
What?
And I bet nobody else. That's you?
It's not in the other
You saw
one.
him. huh?
Screenshot it.
Yeah.
I put it in
Whoa.
Discord.
All right. Now, y'all two have something similar, but they're completely different. Yeah. Look right here. The mouth is wide open.
I don't see it.
You don't see this thing's mouth open right here. Okay. And it looks like he caught the top of a skull where you can see a chin directly
You can't be
under
jump
it.
scaring out here,
I
dog.
had a delayed reaction too. I was like, what just happened?
You can't be jump scaring out
I
here,
was
dude.
searching.
You have to. It's a ghost tour. What are you talking about?
I think maybe check out some.
Somebody else. Let's see.
I got a good one. Y'all ready?
You got one?
Did?
All right.
I don't know if I got one. You might want to look at his.
Yeah, he looked like you.
Is he trolling?
Oh, you put that. You put that one there. Somebody else send me a phone.
Damn it all.
That was good though. That was really good. Now, when I finish looking at these, I'll show you what I have.
So they're not trolling with the mirrors or the windows. Like they don't have like crap in the windows.
No.
Okay.
That's why nobody gets the same thing.
Okay.
Now, you actually have a face. Look at an eye, and a mouth at the bottom. Do you see it in the top of the head? Do you see him? Right here. It's a set of eyes right above the glass, and you see the mouth is open, and you see the crown of the head.
Okay.
Do you see him?
Turn the brightness up.
Now I see that there's this, but like
Yeah.
right below, look at that.
Oh yeah, that's a face.
That one
That
I
is undeniable. You can't deny him.
Okay, he's kind of
You
backed up a
can't
little bit.
deny him. His mouth is wide open.
He's like,
all open.
Huh?
They're hungry. They're dead.
And
How else can you make the ghost like sound?
okay, if you look right here,
Like,
this one is what I can consider to be ectoplasma. That is a ghost forming, and you took the picture before he was all the way going into shape. You know, ectoplasma looks like snot, like Slimer from Ghostbusters.
like spit.
Now, if you look, you can see it looks like that. Now, I know you guys are probably thinking that was the highlight of my tour. Not. Jacques Saint Germain. Has anyone ever heard of him? Jacques Saint Germain was born in before I start that, remember I said I had a picture of one of my customers took a picture and they put it on TripAdvisor, and this is the picture that they put on it. If you look close, you see him at the top?
yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
He's definitely there. Now, you ready for the real fun, the fun part?
Yeah. You can see like some hollow. You can like see some hollow eyes.
Why is Adrian viewing at the
Okay.
camera?
If you look really
I don't think he even know what
close
that is. He
inside
doesn't
of
know
it,
what that is.
There's skulls everywhere. Do you see them?
Kinda, yeah. Like
Faces and skulls everywhere. There's clusters of them.
okay, I can see a little bit.
And same thing right here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the clouds.
There's something there. There's something
It's
there.
all of the faces up and down inside of that picture. You see them?
Oh,
They're
yeah.
everywhere.
I don't like that.
And of course, the star of the show. Okay, sure. The star of the show is this guy right here.
Oh, for sure.
You have to blow it up, and then you come down and you into the second diamond.
It's upside down. His face looks like Oh, I see. Yeah.
And now you blow it up and you look into that second diamond directly under it.
So
and look
I
close
typically don't do
inside of that
haunted
glass.
stuff,
How
you
many
guys.
skulls
It's in the daytime, so you know it's not bad.
It's still light out, so I'm
They're
okay.
everywhere.
There's a lot of beads in the trees.
They said that I feel like this is a good time of day because it's you can still
You
see
see the
everything.
buildings, yeah.
The buildings are awesome.
Yeah, they're very pretty.
Now, as I was saying,
Oh yeah, we love sleep.
Jacques Saint-Germain. Jacques Saint-Germain was born in 1709, the third son of a Transylvanian king. I don't believe that. I mentioned it because when you Google Jacques Saint-Germain, that information does pop up, and then it contradicts itself immediately. So therefore, I don't believe it. But everything else I'm about to tell you, I honestly and truly believe.
Okay.
Jacques Saint-Germain spoke 12 different languages. He was a scientist, an alchemist, a world-class pianist, and a world-class violinist. He threw lavish parties, and he never ate or drank anything that he put out for his guests. He was always spotted sipping on red wine. He hobnobbed with Louis XV, Marie Antoinette, and Casanova was his arch rival. Casanova described him as being the most eloquent liar he had ever met. The reason that Casanova described him that way, because it said that Jacques could tell the story with so much passion and so much detail to it sound as if he was there, even if the story he was telling was 1,000 years old. Jacques had portraits done at different points in his life, and it said that the first portrait is identical to the last. And it said he did not age past 40 years old. There's a tale about an elderly woman who approached him and called him out by his name. When he responded, she said, "Are you Jacques' son?" He said, "No, I am Jacques." She said, "That's impossible. I met Jacques 60 years ago. If you were Jacques, you would be over 100 years old." He looked at her and said, "I remember you." Then he quoted the conversation he had 60 years earlier, and then he confessed, "I am well over 100 years old." This is a portrait of Jacques Saint-Germain. He kind of looks like George Washington.
Yeah, a little bit.
That's a portrait.
Yeah.
And that's a portrait. Mm-hmm. They're all identical. Jacques lived in Spain, France, Germany, Russia, Portugal, and he lived in this house right here for 63 years. People are noticing he's not aging. 4 young girls was curious about his fountain of youth, so they decided to break in his home and see if they could find it. He was home. He caught them. One managed to get to the balcony, jumped off, broke her leg, and still managed to get to the police. When the cops got here, he was gone. They found 3 dead girls in the middle of the living room with all of the blood drained out of their bodies and 3 cases of wine. All of the cops who bought the wine home and drank it were all dead within 1 week of blood poisoning. He was mixing blood and wine together inside of wine bottles to disguise his drinking habits.
And the police just took the wine home?
Yeah. Well, you're talking about this is like, well, you'll get more in a second.
Is it raining?
Remember, are y'all ready for the fun part? Remember I said he was born in 1709? He was chased out of this house in 1903.
And math ain't math.
Do the math. Oh, you ain't heard nothing yet. Now, that's not the reason why I said I don't believe he was born in 1709. I don't believe it because he's my favorite ghoul.
Clip it.
When you Google Jacques Saint-Germain,
just saw the video.
first thing that it says is New Orleans vampire.
Just saw the
He
video
is
before.
our most popular vampire. He's known all over the world. As you keep reading, you're gonna find he escaped prison with Marquise de Sade. As you keep reading, you're gonna find his name is mentioned side by side with Constantine. That makes him over 900 years old. As you keep reading, you're going to find his name is mentioned during biblical times. He's over 2,000 years old.
Oh my.
His story has no beginning because no one's been able to trace his origin or his time of birth, and it definitely does not have an ending. Because as you keep reading, you're going to find that there are people all over the world as recently as this year who are claiming to have met Jacques Saint-Germain this year. People believe that he's very much alive today, living in the French Quarter, and he's responsible for the people that come up missing every year. Interview with a vampire. The vampire Lestat. Does anyone remember the way they described him? No one knows how old he is. They believe he's the oldest vampire in the world. They believe he is as old as time itself. Anne Rice, the creator of Interview with a Vampire, is from New Orleans. The vampire Lestat is based on Jacques Saint-Germain. You guys had enough, or do you want the icing on the cake? 1970, Leonard Nimoy, Mr. Spock, did an hour-long special on Jacques Saint-Germain. That same year, a guy came forth and said he was Jacques Saint-Germain. Jacques was known all over the world for being able to take small diamonds, put it in his hand, close his hand, open it up, and give him a large diamond. Jacques was an alchemist. He could turn metal into gold. This guy did it all. He said that there's 3 immortals on the planet right now, but he would not expose the last 2. Right when I was beginning to believe he was Jacques, he did something that Jacques would not have done and could not have done. He committed suicide. It's impossible for an immortal to commit suicide. Then I remembered. Jacques faked his death in France, reappeared in Spain. He faked his death in Spain, reappeared in New Orleans. This very well could be Jacques Saint-Germain. You be the judge. To me, he looks like Michael Landon from Little House on the Prairie. And he also looks a little like David Hasselhoff.
I was going to say, from back here, it looks like David Hasselhoff.
You think that's him? You all can pass it to the back and take a close look. You might have to touch the screen to keep it on.
I don't know.
Last year, William Shatner, Captain Kirk. He has his own horror show out now.
Okay.
He featured Jacques Saint-Germain last year.
Oh.
He focused on 2012, Mardi Gras Day. A guy appeared on Bourbon Street shaking violently for 10 whole minutes, and then he vanished in front of everyone's eyes. And Shatner said he believes that was Jacques Saint-Germain. What I want to know are why these guys from Star Trek so enamored over Jacques. Does anybody think that's him?
No.
Okay.
We got some people in stream that do think it is.
All right, well, I have one more piece of information for you guys. But before I share it with you, you have to promise me one thing. Do not kill the messenger. I'm only the messenger, I am not the author. I asked Google a question and it gave it to me, this answer to me one time, and it never gave it to me again. So I went to the second best source. I'm gonna hit it, and hopefully everybody can hear it. I'm gonna hold it towards the middle. You guys are ready?
Yeah.
Alexa.
Oh yeah, that's a good volume.
What was Jacques Saint-Germain's name during biblical times?
In some religious texts, Jacques Saint-Germain is identified as Joseph, the husband of the Virgin Mary and human father of Jesus Christ.
Oh.
Did you all hear it in the back? Yeah. Now remember, I told you all his name was mentioned during biblical times.
Jesus' daddy was a
not
vampire?
joking. It is there. I traced him back to the 5th century. But you all do not have to believe that. But if you're interested in researching Jacques, why not start there?
Looks like a lot of fun.
People who are deeply religious, they get offended when you hear that.
Caesar, thank you so much.
I have to poke the bear. I've asked one question that no one's been able to answer.
I don't know.
You guys want to crack at
Was there
that
an alert?
question?
What?
Have any of you ever heard of anything about Joseph
did.
after the birth of Jesus Christ?
No.
Just something to think about. Does anybody have any questions?
No.
Ooh.
Oh.
The man who lives here today, he's a
Thank
very
you
nice
so
guy,
much,
very social
Caesar.
guy. You can find him standing in front of those red doors 2 to 3 days a week as the proudest vampire house owner you're ever
Yo,
going to
Caesar,
meet.
thank you very much,
If he
my
likes
friend.
you, he'll give you a tour of his home.
Is that a puppy?
Yes.
Appreciate you,
Just
brother.
for a living.
That's so cute. He's so cute. Andrew, get the puppy. Oh, he's scared.
The top 3 answers
scared.
are phlebotomist,
You got the puppy?
wine salesman, and mortician. Only
little
2
puppy?
people have ever been able to guess the fact that he's actually a dentist.
Oh my God.
How
what
is
I
that
did?
for
I said
fitting
I
the
did it.
vampire narrative? He has offices in Baton Rouge and in New Orleans.
Thank you, Caesar.
Now, I'm going to help you guys out with your homework. Because when people hear about Jacques for the first time, they always want to know more. When you Google Jacques Saint Germain,
I guarantee you
can get
Andrew's clueless.
300 years on him
Andrew
easily.
has no idea what we're
It is
going
a
through.
gimme. But when you want to start jumping thousands of years, you have to ask the right questions. What was Jacques Saint Germain's name in ancient Egypt? How many different names did Jacques Saint Germain go by? And every time you get a name, you Google what year did Jacques Saint Germain go by such and such name. You're going to start jumping thousands of years. And the ultimate question, what was the source of Jacques Saint Germain's immortality? He was immortal for thousands of years before he became a vampire.
Thank
do
you,
you want to
Caesar.
do your own homework,
You got your phone
or
on you?
do you want me to answer
Caesar's
the
more busy.
question?
Let's go, Caesar.
Well, maybe we should do our homework and then you can answer after we do our homework.
Okie dokie.
Okay.
All right. You're the first person to say that. Everybody wants to take the shortcut.
Well, I mean,
She likes the puzzle.
yeah,
I love doing research
Give
also.
us a minute to research.
I absolutely love doing research.
Yeah.
Now-
Yeah, just a minute.
Oh,
Did you find it? Oh my
if you
God,
go on to
sleep.
research and make sure
I
you
love
have
sleep.
time on your hands. Because you
I
start
thought we were
reading.
going to do it right now. So that
Oh,
we
feel
could
free.
talk
I feel
about-
free. I'm still
Oh,
going
okay.
through it.
Oh, okay,
Feel free.
okay.
Will you make sure you have time on your
What are we
hands?
Googling?
Well, what was the source of Jacques Saint Germain's immortality?
Andrew, rocket.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it's a puppy.
I got you. I got you. Hold on. I have a paid AI app. Are you ready for this? What was the source of Jacques Pierre's mortality?
Immortality.
Jacques Saint
The
Germain.
wrong man, Andrew.
Hold on.
Probably like elixir of life.
What was
Damn,
the
and what was
source
it also called?
of Jacques Saint Germain?
That has a different name from that.
Immortality.
That's what
Found
it,
it too fast.
that's what it is.
The Fountain
but
of
what
Youth.
was it?
Snail
You're doing good.
splooge.
You're doing
Like,
good.
Snail splooge, maybe.
It was what?
Snail sleep.
some with snails.
Okay.
The Philosopher's Stone.
Oh,
The Philosopher's Stone is not a stone. It's an elixir that gives you immortality. Do not confuse the Philosopher's Stone with the Sorcerer's Stone. The Sorcerer's Stone is something that they made up for Harry Potter. It is not real. When you
Could
look
be.
up the Philosopher's
Could be
Stone,
as real as this.
you're going to get 10 names of people throughout history that claim to have found it. The first one is Merlin, the magician from Camelot. The second one
Oh, we're gonna
is
hear about him.
Jacques
Oh.
Saint Germain.
oh,
The other 8, I don't care about.
oh, okay.
And as you keep reading, you're going to find that there are people that accuse Jacques of being Merlin from Camelot. And he's also been accused of being a time traveler. He is my very favorite. Does anybody have any questions on any subjects I didn't cover?
I have a question. So
Feel free.
where are we getting our resources? Like, do we have credible resources to back this up? Do we have like...
Andrew, can you put it on
well,
sleep, please?
everybody that I have mentioned
Andrew.
to you You can go to
Put it on
a
sleeve when she
library,
asks a question.
and there'll be sections on Delphine Lowry. She's considered the most cruel slave owner in history.
You go to a library like, which libraries do you go to? Senior
New Orleans
library?
Public Library.
New Orleans Public.
Okay, and when you look up the Ursuline Convent, you're going to get about 7 more vampire stories that come out of there. That was Vampire Central
Sleep
in the
on sources.
1700s and the 1800s.
We're excited.
When you look up Jacques Saint Germain, pack a lunch. It takes about 4 hours a day for about 3 weeks straight just to get an understanding of who he was or who he truly is. He, as I say, he is my favorite.
I know.
From what I understand, I'm the only tour guide out here that shows pictures of the people I'm discussing.
Oh.
To me, it brings the stories to life.
Yeah.
I was able to find pictures of everyone. Well, I kind of started asking questions when I was going to start talking about the Carter brothers. And the Carter brothers are the newest vampires in New Orleans. They were in 1930. You can find this story everywhere, but you can't find a single picture of them. You cannot photograph a vampire. Trust me, if they had photos, I would have them, just to keep the collection complete. When we pull back up to the square, please exit from the right. I would hate to see one of you become a hood ornament, because if it happens, I will put you in tomorrow's ghost tour, complete with pictures.
Oh.
And as always, tips are appreciated, but not obligated. Footloose isn't going to appreciate me telling y'all this, but I'm going to tell you anyway. He's behind on his child support payments.
Damn it, Footloose.
He had the money,
Damn it,
but one of
Footloose.
the mules gave him a tip on the ponies, and it didn't pay off. His intentions were good. Actually,
Wait,
I
is
just
he
talked to him
fertile?
about it. How much do you know about reviews?
I mean, I just don't know if a hybrid can have a baby.
He can, but he adopted.
Okay.
The cutest
I
little
was just-
guinea, her name was Fancy Free.
Okay.
They were so cute together, Footloose and Fancy Free.
That's cute.
Thought you had me, huh?
Yeah.
Wait, bruh. Chill. Have any of you, bruh?
Sorry, gonna get ran over by a horse.
Dude, you're too hyper, bruh. Calm down.
Aww.
The name says it all.
Go.
Go, Footloose, go. He really wanted to go.
You saw that?
Yeah.
He was fighting me the whole time.
He wanted to go.
To go.
Have any of you all seen a TV show that's animated? It's called Castlevania.
I've heard of it, but I don't know
You
it.
probably heard of the game too, obviously. The series is about Dracula before he became a bad guy. A woman knocked on his castle door and demanded that he let her in. When he let her in, she demanded that he teach her science and medicine. They fell in love. They had a child. His name was Alagord. Anybody get it? Dracula spelled backwards.
No.
Now, she convinced him to go tour the countryside as a human, on horseback in carriage. While he was gone, she became the village nurse. She was so good at it, they burnt her at the stake. They accused her of being a witch.
Oh, no.
That's when Dracula became not such a nice guy. Season 2, episode 3, guess who shows up? Jacques Saint Germain.
Oh, no.
Can you imagine how excited I got? I lost it. Now,
Oh.
have any of you ever heard of Elizabeth Bathory? Have you ever heard the term bloodbath? The Blood Countess.
Did you just get wet?
Elizabeth Bathory lived in Hungary in the 16th century. She murdered 700 women to bathe in their blood because she believed it kept her young. And she got away with it for dozens of years until she murdered aristocrat's daughter.
Does a
That's
horse
when they
spray?
had enough. They bricked her up in a room with only a slap.
I just got sprayed with, like-
and that's
Did you
when
spray
she
yourself
died.
stinky? What was it? From the horse?
Castlevania, season 2, episode 2.
Like it stinks.
Elizabeth Bathory
Like it
shows
smells like
up.
anal gland juice.
If you know your villains, A lot of them shows up in Castle Lake.
This isn't just a horse spray.
I'd like to thank you guys for taking my tour, and it was a
Oh my God,
pleasure giving it to you.
Oh my God.
Appreciate
Thank you.
Thank you. I'm gonna secure him so he doesn't try to take a walk while you guys are
Okay,
exiting,
okay.
and we can settle
I
up.
gotta go to the right. Okay.
Do your research. I'm the only tour guide that I know that challenges my customers to research every story. Most tour guides don't do that because they know they're full of it. Mine are all real.
He really does seem like he's into this stuff, you know? I mean, like,
Adrian, what was that?
I don't know, bro.
but I mean,
What? I think the horse spritzed on me.
I think we just got like anal gland juice on us. I'm not even kidding. I think it was from the horse.
I really think there was water up here and it was like falling down.
I think so.
Rain.
I'm gonna have pink eye.
I randomly just got sprayed.
Is this your? You have what bags do you have?
That's never good.
What?
You said you got sprayed.
Yeah,
I don't
maybe a
know
little
if
bit.
the horse like put something out.
Yeah. Okay. So
Well,
how are we gonna be paying for this?
yeah, I think we're each just gonna, each per person.
Okay. That is $60 per person.
Sweet.
If you're paying with a credit card, there's a $4 charge for using a card. That is not a tip, it's a convenience fee that I prefer to call corporate greed.
Okay.
Okay, well, I'll set everything up and you can information. Got it. I'm one of those old folks that one thing.
You know what I'm thinking?
The horse.
It was the horse. His tail.
What's that?
I think it might. Are you still filming?
I smelled
Yeah.
something really rancid in my hair. Like
it
I
was
think I
the
got
horse
anal
tail.
juice.
It's not anal juice. They don't do that.
It's not like the fishy anal juice.
It's not like from. It's not like dogs.
What is it? It's
The horse
it's
dancing?
feces.
Yeah.
So I have horse feces on me.
So how do we get it off?
Go take a shower. So what's better, spit or poop?
Honest. I don't know. You tell me. What has more like?
I'd rather go with the horse. The old gang. It's a horse, not a person.
Yeah.
I think people are gross, so that's just me. I mean, you know.
Oh yeah, you can see it on my
The
glasses.
story sounds so hard to believe,
Yep.
but I swear they're
According to the internet. I mean, I don't see anything on you that makes you feel better. Like I don't. You know what I mean?
When you look up justice,
It's all good, but we got sprayed. We got sprayed with
Horse.
directly to the face with something that smells really weird.
Preferring animals.
Right. I think I agree.
I just need like a wipe or something.
Yeah, I don't want to
they're only bringing you
He's my
All right.
shirt.
I can pay for ours.
okay.
they're still doing
Oh, okay, okay, okay.
Yeah, it's all done over.
Okay, okay. That's fine. That works.
She is so flat. Oh my God.
That was something else right there. Oh, they tied him up to the.
So that's. I think he's got diarrhea right now.
Oh yeah, he's dripping.
And it's like it's on us.
Mm-hmm.
So we need to go back and shower.
I don't really want to open my mouth. I feel like it kind of got on my mouth.
I need to go shower. Oh, yeah. I mean, I just smell it on me. I sprayed perfume in my hair just now, just to cover it. Poor thing. He's got the runs right now.
And I think that bag is actually for his poop.
Oh, it is. But it's leaking.
I see.
Changed his diaper.
We're gonna have to all get around and do reaction videos.
Yeah.
Reaction videos to like this.
My Yeah, just careful. He's drifting a little bit back there.
Yeah, stay in front.
Stay in the front.
Are we allowed to pet him?
He's friendly. He will lick you. That tongue never stays in his mouth.
Trying to.
Thank you for
Camera's
the
a
ride,
little loose,
sweetie.
but
Can I say hi?
we're gonna. Sorry, guys. I was trying to see if I could
Thank you
get the
for the
camera
ride.
straight.
That was nice. You pooped on me. You pooped on me a little bit.
Yeah, it's like
you
kind
pooped
of
on me a little bit.
topsy-turvy up here. What the
You
heck?
pooped on me a little bit.
Judy, look over your shoulder.
It's
That
okay.
was wild.
I hope your tummy's okay.
I'm so sorry, you're
Oh,
Jesus, bro.
he gave a little stompy stomp.
Was that a fart?
That's my nasty boy. And I just changed his bag.
Yeah, his tummy might be upset.
This is every day.
Oh, he's just.
Every day, all day. He's going to go about 4 more times before this night is over.
Okay.
Well, he's exercising, walking to get to.
What a good boy. He's just being as good as he can be.
All right.
He's being as good of a boy as he can be.
Can I touch you one more time? Hi, sweetie. Can I touch your ears? Thank you, Footloose. Thank you. Thank you.
He's a big guy.
Oh, your ears are cute.
So can you like,
Hi.
I guess the head's different. Like from a distance, I might have thought he was a horse.
I think the ears are different.
Yeah, they do look that they go the other
These
way.
big ears. He's a mule.
Besides the ears though, he looks
baby.
kind of like a horse.
It's okay that you pooped on me a little bit. It's okay. I'm glad it was you and not Spit. But I got pooped on you by a little bit for an hour. That was a lot. I didn't dress for that.
That tongue. I want to set this camera down. I need to fix the mount a little bit.
So I know ALGS is going on now. I think I'm gonna maybe shower and just get footloose feces off of me, and then we will go ahead and maybe go check out ALGS. I cannot go get food now. I need to get clean.
Yeah.
So I know the crew might go get some food.
We'll maybe
I
reconvene.
think they were planning on getting food. Jay, I have to go shower. I have to go shower.
The tingles are all wrong. Not to even happen.
Jay, it's tail. I smelled it. You should. I put perfume in my hair after because I have a little thing with me. But
You had the right side on, right? You smelled?
Well, some got all over my face and glasses, so it might.
he got it too. We both.
Maybe
got
it was
at the same
like
time.
a car or something.
I got it both in the front and in the back when I was behind him.
I got some.
I just assumed it was sprinkling at one point. I just assumed it was that.
Yeah. It was like it was an adventure, a full-on experience. The full experience.
Makeup and everything.
The full
I
experience.
think it was both. I'm glad it was. I think it was both. It was Spit as well. There was definitely.
I'm gonna go with the flow. I don't care. I don't.
If I breathe through my nose, I can smell. It smells interesting.
It just smells New Orleans.
Yeah.
Period.
True.
I mean, to be honest.
I need to pay.
All right, so we're gonna pay. We're gonna shower, and then we're gonna be back live in the morning at
Early, 9:30 Central.
9:30. Super early in the morning with a surprise, very secret surprise stream.
Okay.
We'll be mouse and keyboard,
Are we the last?
Apex, all the full thing. So make sure you're there to check it out.
Yes.
Okay, yes, that's the end. All right.
Hold on. Caesar, I saw the biddies come in. Appreciate you, man.
$60.
Hope everything's going well over there.
Yep.
This camera is like teetering.
60.
I'm
Perfect.
not sure why.
Winston. And if you choose to put a tip in, you can put a dollar amount here or a percentage.
Jake, can you
amount there.
Thank you
just
so
real quick
much.
for me?
How do
Yeah,
I?
you see the camera's like kind of teetering.
How do I pay though?
We're gonna get that part.
I'm gonna set this
Oh, okay,
here.
okay. I got okay.
And put a tip into it if we close the app out.
Let's
so
get
that's
this
why I'm
there.
pointing.
Wait, do we put
Thank
Footloose
you,
there
thank
too?
you.
No, when you got me, you automatically get
Oh,
it.
he's yours?
Yes, we're partners.
Okay. But can I pay for my
Duke.
phone?
All right, Duke's taking guesses.
No, you have to use
Papa
your
Bet.
card.
What do you think?
Andrew, do you have a credit card on you?
Yeah.
I was gonna do phone pay.
Huh?
We haven't got that technical yet.
Can you just hand me the credit card?
Yep.
But don't show it on stream, please.
Okay, one sec.
Look this way.
I'm going to move up, but I'm coming right back.
Thank you.
All right, we'll do interviews really quick before I go off. Slee,
I'm confused.
Slee, what did you think about the carriage exploration?
Very educational, I think. I was listening. I was listening to
that's not
maybe
percent.
about 40% of his conversation. But the horse was super cute.
How do you feel about the situation?
I really couldn't get past the fact that he sounds so much like Slee's dad.
Yeah, oh yeah.
He's so animated like her dad.
Listen, if my dad
That's awesome.
If my dad was here, they would be best friends. They would be best friends.
Real.
He would probably debate him on their information.
He would.
Their Wikipedia
It'd be a
information.
huge debate.
That's awesome. I love to hear that.
All right. Where we at?
All right, Jake, can you hold this for one more time? All right, there you go. So you guys,
Would you like me to hold
the reviews
your
are
card for
in.
you while you put the information in?
I got it. Thank you, though.
And can we get up? Yeah. All right, cool. All right, sweet. Yep, we'll see you guys in a few hours. Then we're gonna go shower, get some dinner, and that was awesome. Thanks for tuning in. Thank you guys for coming. Appreciate you. That was super fun.
So I was being live streamed?
Yeah,
How was the response?
people were loving it.
Yeah.
People were loving it.
People were, they were really enjoying
Yeah,
all of the stuff.
Wow.
absolutely. It was super fun.
Anybody called me a fraud?
No. You did a fantastic job.
Thank you.
Yeah, that was really good.
For some reason, when someone's streaming,
Yeah.
or they're like, what do you call it? People who post a lot,
Yeah.
they always call me to take care of them. The owner of the company
Yeah.
asked me to do a 5-hour tour once.
Wow.
5 hours.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Okay. I think I should. I'm done?
That's awesome.
Okay,
All
I'm
right.
good.
That's all done. That's Triple P.
Perfect. Thank
Thank you all for taking my tour,
Thank
and it
you.
was a pleasure giving it to you guys.
Sweet.
Do
Thank
your
you.
homework. Okay?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Where's Footloose?
Let's go, man.
Oh, okay. Oh my God.
Thank you, Joe. I think it's not happy.
Breathe.
All right.
For 5 hours.
We good?